Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. So today I want to talk about promoting your book online for academics. But you might want to know a little bit more about how I kind of relate to the things that you're feeling. And one of the things is that, like, well, you're not only an author, right? You're probably here because you're an academic too, or you're doing other things. So these are some of the labels that I have come to embrace about myself. I'm a consultant, a poet, a writer, I'm a designer, and a critic. I'm an entrepreneur, a blogger, a podcaster. I'm not any one of these things. And I'm not all of these things all at the same time. You can choose different areas of your life and the things that you want to share to focus on as well. So I've been doing the academic designer for a long time. And one of the things that really is a foundation of my work with individual professors, with research labs, is goal setting. I mean, why are we here? Like, what are we hoping for as the outcome of the energy, the effort that we're putting in to your online presence, whether it's for your book or for your research? Goal setting for your digital success is important. So, to start us out on an activity, how would you rate your book's online presence on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being like no online presence and 10 being like a great online presence, the exact one I'm hoping my book has? Where would you fall on that scale for your book? Take a minute to consider 1 from 10. What would you rate your book on its online presence? The first question that I think is kind of a good way to get us started is like, how do you feel about sharing your book online? Because for some people, maybe it comes naturally and you're here because you want to make the most of the energy you put into sharing your book online. But plenty of you are probably here because you don't really share your book online. Maybe you haven't shared it actively in the past. So, how do you feel about sharing your book online? Is it something that you've done before? Take a moment to write down your response to this question. What have you tried before? And more specifically, has anything not worked out, or that like you're definitely not open to trying again? Think about, what have you done in the past to share your book online? What are you definitely not going to try again? When I was trying to think of one word to represent the transformation from this course and workshop, it's cultivate. Cultivate means to prepare land and grow crops on it, or to grow a particular crop. But as a poet, I like how words can help us better envision something beyond its original meaning. You cultivated the words for your book. You cared for the process of releasing it. You made your book shareable, readable, usable for people. You've already planted that seed. For some authors, that's enough. Your book in the world where people can read it. Academics may have moved on to their next book project, maybe even before the release of this book, or you may have more people to share it with. And it's okay if there's other priorities that need to take up your time right now. There's always potential to cultivate how we share your book. You have agency in sharing your book when you want to. And you want your book to reach more people, and you can actually take an active part in helping that happen. It's kind of like the earth is your book's potential audience. And the seed that you plant today can help more people find your words, whether it's through social media, book adoption, talks, events, media appearances, or other activities to support your book's online presence. Your words, those seeds that you plant, have potential to affect people for years to come. And some books spark the world when they reach a lot of people really fast, kind of like bamboo. Just last year, I met Shane Hawk, who is editor of Never Whistle at Night. And it was at a book talk at Mysterious Galaxy here in San Diego, which actually you can listen to if you want. It was on a podcast. But at that time, Never Whistle at Night had just been announced on the bestsellers list. And it was very surprising for Shane, who was really not sure how this book would take off. He had no idea it would turn into one of the best selling books of the year. Similarly, when Dr. Walter Grayson came on the Social Academic podcast to talk about his new book, The Graphic History of Hip Hop, he and illustrator Tim Fielder had no idea that it would take the education sector by storm, that their book is actually impacting education systems around the world. I'm sharing this story because your book may not be like theirs. Most books don't reach people quickly, and they're more like a white oak tree, like slow growing. But slow growth can also mean lasting, impactful, and a deep root system. Some books may reach people slower, but that doesn't mean that they don't have potential to help people for years or for decades to come. Whether your book is a fast grower like bamboo or a slow grower like white oak, your book has potential to reach people, potential for deep engagement, potential to create change in the world for years to come. What if my book isn't out yet? Have you ever worried about sharing your book too soon? Like, we're talking about years or decades even, but like, if you're here because your book isn't even out yet, is this something that you've worried about? Book coach Ann Janzer says good ideas multiply when shared. That when we treat ideas as scarce commodities, we fulfill the prophecy and make them smaller and scarcer. She thinks sharing about your book early is good. And Sheena's going to tell you how sharing about your book early is important for media and press soon. If you haven't been open to sharing your ideas about your book or reasons it matters to you, why you're writing this before it's released yet, consider testing out your comfort level with that. Try maybe posting once and seeing how it goes, because there are things that you can do to start people getting excited about your book early so that your ideas, they're not scarce. There's something that's shareable and that's excitable for people. So, what are your goals for your book and for yourself? It's time to open your worksheets because there are some questions for you to consider. Now, what are your goals for your book's readers? This is something that people don't always consider. In fact, if you've been asked to write a marketing plan for your publisher as part of the process of doing your book proposal, you may have found that thinking about your book's readers was part of that process. But what are your goals for them after they've read your book? What are your hopes for what comes next?